Come on, Don. Come on. Hey folks, Don from weldrig.com. Taking a look at the toughest knives on the market today, and specifically the best warranted knife on the market. Hey, Oliver. I got a dumb dog. This is Oliver. He's my hound. He ain't that smart. He likes to eat wood. But he's good at one thing. He's good at looking and seeking for my kids in the woods. So that's a good thing. Hey, get rid of that. Cut it out, Bob. Oh, okay. Anyway, today we're taking a look at the SE6. The SE6, the reason why I'm looking at it is because ESEE absolutely spanked the rest of the knife companies as far as a warranty. ESEE will replace for a lifetime any knife that you actually break or destroy. I've never heard of a warranty like this. Essentially, it's not even a warranty, it's like an insurance policy. So I reached out to them, I said, you guys have the best warranty in the world. How about I take a look, since you have the best warranty in the world, why don't we look at your best knife? And so they sent me the SE6, which is their, I would say their flagship knife. And we're gonna have to take a look at it today and see what it's all about, see if it's up to snuff. Okay, let's take a look at the SE6 up close a little bit. Overall length, 11 3/4 inches, so basically a foot long. Cutting edge, 5 3/4 inch. Overall blade length, from here to here, 6.5 inches. Okay, the thickness of the blade itself is 0.88 of an inch. It's a hefty, you know, pretty darn thick thing. It's good for batoning, although I'm not a big fan of batoning. I think it's kind of impractical unless you're really stuck. All right, so the steel, folks, is a 1095 carbon steel. You'll notice that the blade itself is powder coated. That's because 1095 steel has a tendency to rust easily, so this is heavily powder coated. And you're gonna want to, that's the only drawback I find with this steel, is that you're gonna have to keep it oiled or a nice dry film rust inhibitor of some kind, okay? Drop point right here, very, very subtle, but it is a drop point blade. Full flat grind, in other words, the thickest part is here and it's continuously just slimming right down to the point. I don't know if you can see that, but that's what a full flat grind is. Okay, the handle is a linen micarta, which is a very tough material. It's been in existence since the early 1900s and has been refined and refined. Love the texture of it. It's also got kind of almost a wood grain look to it here. It's held together. It's nicely easy. You can service the handle as well. I love this trim color here. Isn't that beautiful? It just adds, you know, they didn't have to put that in, but it's a nice, it just adds to the looks of this knife. Okay, so that's it. The knife itself is 12 ounces, so it's got some heft to it. It means it's good for a little bit of chopping, although again, not really a chopping tool, but when you're in a pinch. The sheath, this is the disappointment that everybody who reviews it is, so I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on it. It is plastic. Some other ESEE knives do come with micarta sheaths. The nice thing about this sheath, if you're going to pick out some nice things, is this clip is low slung, so when it sits on your belt, the whole knife won't be sticking up into your ribs when you're sitting down or you're squatted down, which is kind of a nice thought. So overall, it clips in nicely. You can lash it down with all kinds of, you know, lashing points if you want to a backpack or whatever. So that's just a quick rundown, and we'll take a closer look at it later when I get inside. Okay, batoning. Now this is my pet peeve. I see people on reviews batoning their knives through wood and talking about how great they are, and guess what? I'm gonna do it too. But this is how you're supposed to baton, okay? Forget the knife. I live in Canada. You're a darn fool if you don't bring out a hatchet at least. Oh, we'll set that up straight and give it a go swing. That's how you baton. If you're not gonna go out in the woods with a hatchet, especially if you're in North America, you're a fool, okay? Now, if you're stuck, I get it, but I don't know why you'd be going out in the woods without a good hatchet. So rule number one, The need for a hatchet is pretty high. I would never go out without one. This is important, but a hatchet I think is just as important. Either that or one of these. I used one of these all the time when I was growing up in Africa. Spent half my life in Africa. Depending on the context of where you live, get a machete. I love these things. I use them all the time here too. This thing has been around for, it's ugly. It's been well used. Works well. It's my Costa Rican one. Now this is for all you batoning fanatics, right? You know I'm doing it for you. Even though I don't want to. Because I don't really care about batoning, right? I gotta see if I can find a decent piece of wood to hammer it with. Man, let's go with this then. Now this is a piece of maple. Pretty sure it's a piece of maple. It's all hardwood behind me, so. And I'm hitting it with softwood, so we'll see if the softwood just disintegrates while I'm going through. All right, here we go. Yep. I mean, it is tough. Tough wood. Mind you, this is not softwood, right? It's starting to go now. Right through. There it goes. Now it's all easy. Simple. So there you have it. You have to do it. You have to do it, right? But again, I don't know why you go through all that pain if you just brought a hatchet. Anyway, there you have it. All right, chopping. Notice I took the paracord right off of the sheath and I switched it over onto the lanyard hole on the knife. That's because when you go to chop, you really want to have something to anchor the knife to your hand with, because you're going to be gripping it with 2 or 3 fingers right at the base. Kind of almost like you would be grabbing a machete. There's a little sloping area right here that allows you to kind of grip back on the knife to get it into kind of that rotating posture for chopping. Okay, so the weight of the knife, as I said, I think I said it's 12 ounces. So it's got a good amount of heft on it. This is just a thin little tree, but it's closer to this one, and I want this birch to grow. So I'm just going to go ahead and chop this, or just show you how it goes, all right? So we'll just go ahead and chop it. Yeah. Just making short work of it, that's for sure. I'm not all that accurate. Oh my goodness, this thing's gonna fall over on the camera. There it goes. Probably could have been done in half the time if it was a pro, right? Anyway. So we took a look at chopping, and we'll just take a look at the shaving action of this knife. Oh, look, there's a little bug. Okay, so here we are. This is one great thing about this knife, is you can really choke up on it with the choil and the jimping here. So you can, because this is a big knife, you want to be able to get up close. Okay, I even use my thumb here a little bit. I don't know how many, so you can create notches. You see that? So you're just notching, and then you just keep going. So if you're making finer work of, you know, maybe a trap, and you need a mechanism, or you're notching your wood for a shelter, or tying something down securely, it's great for around camp. Do that. I find that the knife is really, it's crazy sharp, and it works well. Holds the edge. You saw me pounding this thing through a piece of hardwood, and it's still cutting well. Okay, let's say you need to kill a bear, and you're going to do it with an SE6. How well does this thing stab? Say you need to put this into a bear's mouth and stab its brains out. Likely, right? But anyway, how does it do in a tactical situation where survival is of the most important thing on the list? Well, this is an old rabbit hide. I use it to drag for my hound, Oliver, and I make trails with it. And he learns how to sniff rabbits. It's at least 1 or 2 years old, and it is super dry. Now my question to you is, what do you think this thing will do when it goes through a hard, dry pelt? Let's see. Ready? That just cut through like butter. Just like butter. Nothing. Try it again. Let's try it again. Different spot. Ready? That's scary. I mean, no hide is that tough. No hide is that hard. If you're going for an animal or you're killing something on the spot, that's it right there. It's over. So I'd say it's not a tactical knife, but it's definitely it's not a fighter's knife, but it'll do. Okay, so I brought the knife in to put it under light so you can really get a close-up macro view of this. There's a linen micarta handle. I love the red trim color, and you can see the bolts holding on the handle. It makes it very serviceable, or if you want to customize the handle, that's great. There's the jimping on the spine of the SE6. Very nice, heavy powder coating as well, that you'll note there. As you kind of go out toward the tip of the knife, you'll see that the powder coating actually is very well done. Even I can't quite get it right, but there's even a triangle of powder coating right at the very tip. Only the sharpened edge is exposed. So after pounding this knife through all kinds of, really hard maple, watch what this knife can do on paper. It just peels it away and it curls it. I mean, look at that. And then again, just cutting paper. I mean, it just goes through it like butter. It's scary sharp when you get this thing out of the box. I don't know how this thing makes them so sharp, but God, amazing. Okay, so what's the verdict, folks? What's the verdict on the SE6? Well, there's no question it's a good knife. I'm not disputing that. The question is for me, because it's not a show knife, obviously. If you're into knives and you're into show knives, this is a workhorse. This is the type of knife you're going to carry with you for a long, long time. In fact, it's guaranteed for your life, even if you break it. So the question isn't so much, is it a great knife? To me, the question is it the type of knife you want to have for the rest of your life, that you're going to live with for the rest of your life? And if this is a type of quality knife that you're looking for in the as a workhorse, I mean, for me, if you're going to ask me that question, I would say, what do you need another knife? I would say for the rest of my life, no, I'm not looking for another knife. I don't think after getting this thing, I need to look for another knife. It's just, the quality build, tight tolerances, and the fact that it's backed up, like virtually like an insurance policy. I don't see a point to getting another workhorse knife. I mean, this is a go-to knife. This is the one that you need to take with you to the end of civilization, and I'm happy with it. I don't think you can really get a better one unless you decide that you want to go big time and spend a ton of money, and then what happens if you lose a $500 knife or something happens to it? Is it going to be replaced? Are they going to fix it? No. ESEE is. So that's my word. And I'd say to you guys, if you're looking for top quality products, lifetime products that are designed to last forever, check out wellrig.com, where I've got all kinds of other articles on buy it for life quality tools and gear. And I'll catch you guys next time.